Alright, today I'm going to show you how to clean the iPhone 12. This is also going to work for your 11s. This is an iPhone 12 mini, just so you're aware of that. So in order to do this, we'll need a few things. We're going to need some soapy water, some regular purified water, a cloth, preferably a microfiber cloth. If you have something from your sunglasses or something, yeah, just make sure it's lint free and not at all dirty. That's the most important thing. So other things that we may end up using is something like a toothpick, and this is only a little extra suggestion, but I'm going to use some compressed air as well. That's, however, completely optional. I'm going to show you how to do it without that as well. So the first thing that you want to do is, of course, turn off the phone and unplug it from any charger. So we're going to go through this step by step. We're going to start out by cleaning the outside, and then we'll have a look at the ports and other openings here. So I'm just going to start out by taking a microfiber cloth here, and I'm just going to polish off the entire iPhone here. So I'm not putting any water on it yet. I just want to buff off, try to get rid of any kind of lint and other dirt that's stuck on the iPhone here. Gonna do the front side too. Usually when you clean, it's best to go with these circles all over it. You don't need to press too hard, just a little bit. Goes a long way. As you can see, this is already getting rid of a lot of the dirt. My the silence part on my phone is completely messed up. It's full of sand, so we'll need to have a look at that as well. I was driving a motorcycle here and didn't have protection on it, and it fell off the motorcycle, so it's completely scratched up. But I'm surprised it survived as well as it did, considering I was driving like 120 kilometers an hour without any protection, no front cover or back cover or anything on it. So pretty good, pretty solid phone. I've been really happy with it. Clean it up here for you guys, and once we've done this, just gotten rid of the dirt, try to get in between the corners there as well before we add any water. But the next step is obviously going to be to add a little bit of water to the cloth here. So I'm going to take the normal lukewarm water here without soap in it, and I'm going to dip a part of the microfiber cloth that I have not yet used. Make sure you keep a little part dry for later as well. That way we can use the same microfiber cloth for all of this. If you don't have any of this stuff, I'm going to add Amazon links down below to all of it. So as you can see here, I'm going to do the same thing as we did before here. I'm going around in circles all over the iPhone here. You want to make sure that you don't get water into the ports. That's not something Apple recommends, so be really careful with that. I mean, it has a certain degree of waterproofness, but reading on their website, they said not to do it. So that's what I'm going to tell you here in the video, right? So I'm just going to clean this up nicely all over the iPhone here. And if you only have a little bit of dirt on it, this may be all that you need to do for the cleaning part. If you do have a lot of dirt, perhaps some stains, grease stains, or something that just won't come off, you can add a little bit of soap to your water, just a few drops. Put some lukewarm water, and you can go ahead and put little bit of water and try to rub on the specific parts that are greasy. So for example, if this part is greasy, just spot clean it very nicely here. You want to be careful with this because iPhones have this layer of coating that it rejects the fat on your fingers and things that you touch. And if you use too much cleaning products on this, it can actually strip away the coating. So that's definitely something to be really careful about. So once you're done with your soap, definitely go over it one more time and clean off any remnant of soap so that your iPhone can stay nice and healthy, you know. So moving on here, we're going a little bit outside of Apple's recommendations for this. They generally recommend only using water to clean your iPhone. However, water is not going to help me get the sand out of the iPhone, so I am going to have to go with a toothpick here. Now this is just a very gentle toothpick, and I'm not going to scratch very hard, but I'm going to pick a little bit at the sides here, trying to get all the sand out between the little areas here. And again, I'm going to go over it with the air compressor after this, but if you don't have an air compressor, you don't need to worry about it. You can get most of this dirt and stuff, grime out with just using the toothpick. And again, this is outside of Apple's recommendations, so you are doing this at your own risk. Don't come crying to me. I mean, I've done this a lot in the past and I haven't had any problems with it, but I'm just telling you, this is you are kind of in the Wild West here when it, when it comes to cleaning this. All right, so let's have a look at the microphones as well as the charging port here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same very, very carefully here at the microphones. Just trying to get all this gunk out. It's so full of gunk. You may want to keep a little piece of toilet paper or something that you can clean your toothpick off as you go along the way here, so that you don't just stuff the sand back into the next hole. As you can see, it's so full of dirt. It's crazy. So just keep picking at it here until you feel like you got most of it out. Again, if you have an air compressor, just make sure that you loosen it up. Usually it's I guess stuck like all the way inside in the edges or on the actual little grills, I guess, inside the little holes here. So we're gonna go ahead and clean the charging port here while we're already at it. Now this is the one that you need to be the most careful about. Just be aware, be very careful when if you're going to put anything inside here. I recommend that you stay away from it if you don't have to clean it, but for the example here, I'm just going to put it inside here. I'm not going to put it against any of the sides, as that's where the connectors to the charger is. But along the bottom here, there is a lot of dust, as you can see here. So I'm just going to pick it out here best I can. And again, warning, don't do this unless you're experiencing, you're starting to have some problems connecting to it. And of course, you can always go to a professional. You don't have to do this yourself, but yeah, you see there is so much dust inside here. Crazy. Pretty much loosened it up all along the bottom here. Again, be so careful if you're going to put anything inside here. So the last little opening we have here is with a SIM card. I'm going to do the exact same thing here as well. All right, so we pretty much released all the dust. So now I'm going to take my air compressor here. So the thing that you need to know when you're going at it with an air compressor is, again, it's against Apple's recommendations, and you can probably get away by not doing it. But if you are going to do it, do very small little bursts, just not a lot of air, just a little bit, just to blow out all the stuff that you loosened up here, and then move on to the next part. If you didn't get it all out in the first try, do a little bit more, check again, and then move on. If you're going to use an actual air compressor and not just some compressed air from a bottle, just make sure that it's one that doesn't condense too much. If it does condense, you need to wait until the phone is completely dry before you turn it back on. So I'm just going to go over here and check that everything looks clean and nice. The actual button has started working again, which is fantastic. And I'm going to go over it one last time here with a dry microfiber cloth to remove any of the stains that I've made. Just get rid of any of the little dust particles that's stuck in between the little cracks and edges here. Going extra at it at the camera area. Again, the camera is best to just clean with some water and microfiber cloth as well. And here we have a completely beautiful and clean iPhone 12. Again, this works fine for the 11 too. I have a bunch more of these cleaning guides if you're interested in seeing that on my channel. Again, I'm going to link to all the stuff that you need down below. And yeah, if you could leave a thumbs up, that would be really appreciated. And I will see you in the next video.